recording later on. Everyone can hear me okay. I can see everyone. Everyone can see my screen. All right, I think we'll go ahead and get started. This is got a lot going on here. I'm going to be trying to remotely show my phone wirelessly to my computer, and I got folks in here and folks on Zoom, and so if you see me kind of pull my hair a little bit, don't mind me. So thank you. Um, Thanks everyone for coming. I'm sorry about the confusion with the whole cancellation thing, but I guess Bobby had actually contacted me after I sent the email but with the Zoom link, and he said that it got canceled. And so it's been happening to some other people too, where the Outlook is like canceling meetings and events. So I apologize if that came up, but thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you all, and we'll go ahead and get started. So again, this is my iPhone, iPad can do what? So these are going to some of my fun favorite tips and tricks you can do with an iPhone/an iPad. I don't have as much for iPad just because a lot of them are going to be similar to the phone. I also can't mirror my iPad to my screen, so it's not a great experience. But we're going to start out with a little quiz, and I'm going to test your knowledge of some apps on what do you think were the most downloaded apps of 2025. So I'm going to go ahead and click on there. All right. And I'm going to put this into the chat as well. Hopefully this link will work for you. And it should take you to a web page. 404. Sweet. So this must only be available for me. So what we'll do is we're going to do this together, and we're going to do thing we'll put in. Oh, some people can see it. It's interesting. Some people can see it, can't, some can't. But we'll go ahead and just do it together. All right. So we have here the 10 most apps, and I apologize if you can't read it, so it's a little bit small. What are the top 10 most apps that were downloaded in 2025? I'm going to move this out of the way real quick. All right, so let's start with number one. What do you think was the number one? Go ahead and put your guess into the chat. Some people are saying ChatGPT. Was it Snapchat? Was it YouTube? Google Gemini? What do we all think? Some people are saying TikTok. If you said ChatGPT, you are correct. ChatGPT was the most downloaded app of 2025. What do we think for number two? We still have WhatsApp on there, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. We got another AI. We got Google Gemini right here. TikTok. People are saying Gemini. Gemini. Let's go with Gemini. See how we did. Oh, Google Gemini was not the number two. I actually have, just make sure. Google Gemini was actually the number three. This experience is horrible. Was actually the number three app for 2025. The number two was actually WhatsApp. If you don't know what WhatsApp is a messaging app. And what's popular is that it's kind of a worldwide. So you don't have to have like a specific carrier to instant message folks. So WhatsApp is actually the number three. Number four, anyone want to take a guess on number four? What's that? Timu? Timu? Some so folks saying YouTube, TikTok. You say TikTok? All right, we'll see. TikTok was not number four. No, nope. Number four was actually Instagram. Instagram was number four. We have Timu as number five. Timu was number five. 6 was Facebook, which I was actually kind of surprised about. Seems like the younger generation isn't doing Facebook as much. Those I was actually at a high school and they said that's for old people, Khalil. So yeah, it's for old people. Yep, yep. Number 7 was Snapchat. Yep, number 7 was Snapchat. Number 8 was TikTok. Oh, where did I go? 6 was Facebook. Yeah. Sorry, this interface. It's actually coded this with Canva as a little kind of. So 8 was TikTok. And I think that was also probably the TikTok was, I know they've been having some of that, it was shut down in the US temporarily because it was through a Chinese company and everything like that. Number 9 was Threads. Um, Threads it was kind of, it was Facebook trying to be TikTok. And it just didn't really do much. And then 10 was YouTube. Number 10 was YouTube. So that was your top 10 um, uh, um, apps of 2025 for the iPhone. So pretty interesting. All right. So maybe okay. All right. So really excited to talk to you today about the iPhone. Um, Wanted to let you know that um, the information on here, most of the information is going to be with the latest operating system, which is iOS 26. I also have the latest phone, so I tried to make it so all of the features and tips were pretty uh, device agnostic and operating system agnostic, meaning that if you had a little bit older iPhone, that should work. And a lot of the features that are in like iOS 18, which is the operating system that was before iOS 26, it should still have a lot of these. But just want to let you know that if mine looks a little bit different, the reason why, again, is because I'm on the latest operating system. So again, we're going to go over a little bit some essentials, some quick little tips and tricks, some quick wins. Look at some workflow and multitasking. Want to show you some cool things you can do with shortcuts and automation, which a lot of people don't know about. We're going to have an activity then after that, and then we're going to go over some favorite features and tips, and then a Q&A. And again, as always, if you have any questions, feel free to raise your hand for my folks here in person or putting it into the chat. All right. And with that being said, if you've ever been a part of my presentation, I like to try and just kind of stay within the screen itself. Can you all see my phone that's up on the board right now? Yes, perfect. Thank you, Marvin. All right, so I'm going to try and do this a couple different ways. I'm just going to bring my presentation back over here so I can see it. Mhm. Okay, first things first is the hidden trackpad. Now, I'm not sure if anybody has ever tried to, I'm going to go to my notes in here and I'm going to search notes. So I got this, guide right here. It's about Claude, and it's a lot of great things. So Claude is a AI system, and I'd like to be able to, you know, search wherever in here. And one thing that has always been kind of tricky is, let me see if it's going to let me do it. I don't know if it's going to let me do it or not. Let me try with a website. Let me try with, let me try with the, um, Well, this is just a really bad interface. So what's supposed to happen is um, if the keyboard is up, you should be able to hold down the space bar, and then what it'll do, let me see if I create a new note. See what happens. Yeah, it's not going to allow me to do it. But anyway, sorry, I apologize. So if you hold on the space bar, it basically acts as a mouse. So you can move throughout the entirety of the wherever page or notes you're in. So again, while you have your um, keyboard up, if you press and hold the space bar, it will basically become like a trackpad, and then you can move your cursor kind of throughout. So apologize that's not showing up on the computer right now. All right, next one I want to show you is you actually have a document scanner in your phone. So that's actually through the Notes app. So I'm going to go ahead and try it. So what we're going to do when you're in Notes, there's a little paper clip right here at the bottom. You can see it says scan text, but it also says scan documents. So if I click right here on the scan documents, iPhone camera is not available for Mac. Sweet. This is a great presentation so far. So what happens is if you hold your phone above a document and you do the scan documents, you actually don't actually have to press the camera button to get it to scan. It'll automatically scan for you and put it in PDF. So if you have a document in front of you and you go to notes, you press on a little paper clip, and then you do the scan documents, it'll automatically import that document into notes and scan it for you. So if you're not at work and you don't have access to the scanner, this is a really, really nice feature to have. You can then convert it to a PDF or to an image or whatever you want. Were you all able to get that to work? Okay, good. So we got some folks who are able to get it to work. Again, apologize that it's not showing up very well on this screen. So, all right, next one. We have the control center. So to access the control center, what you do is you swipe down from where your battery is at. And it should bring up the control center. Let's see here. It's not. I'm really sorry that this is such a bad experience for you all. So another way to access the control center, you can see right here in the upper right-hand corner, you should be able to swipe down and then you should get a bunch of little icons that are in there. So that will give you access to like your Wi-Fi, turning it on and off. It'll give you access to your Bluetooth if you want to be able to do that. While this is kind of going, I'm going to load up this document camera to see if this will make the experience a little bit better for us. But you can also, to customize it, what you would want to do is when you're in the control center, if you want to press and hold, let me see if I can just find a quick little screenshot up on yeah, so this is what it kind of looks like. And so what you do is you press and hold on the in the blank space, and you're going to see these little, they're going to start to wiggle, and then you can start moving things around, and then you can also start adding things to the control center that's right in here. So this is just a quick little way to get to some of these different things. I love the control center. I think it does a really good job of kind of showcasing. You got your flashlight on there. You can control your music, your airplane mode, everything like that. So anytime you want to do customization for your control center, you press and hold in on the blank space, and they're going to start to wiggle, and then you can start moving things around and then adding little widgets and stuff like that. All right, let's see if that allows me to do this. All right, something that's actually working. All right, so um, you have a long press that gives you additional options depending on your different apps. So if you press and hold on an app, it should give you something that looks like this. So it should give you some options depending on the app that you long pressed. So if you press and hold for just like a minute or two, sometimes you also have to just kind of do a little bit more of like a deeper kind of a pressure. Well, what happened is this little menu will come up. And as you can see, I did that for Amazon. So it has a couple of different things on here. So these are quick little things so I can, you know, view any kind of orders. If there's today deals for Amazon, I can search Amazon for right here. If I do it with my, you know, Spotify, has, you know, the next songs that can come in. You can also do it with like, you know, YouTube, for an example, if you want to be able to search YouTube, go straight to your subscriptions. So the long press on certain apps will give you certain features. It's also really nice that you also can, with certain apps, you can have it require a passcode. So let's say you have your banking app on here. If you wanted to have that extra layer of protection in case someone wants to get access to your phone, you can have the passcode directly for that particular app, which is really nice. Of course, if you ever wanted to remove an app, that's the way you would do it. And then, of course, if you press and hold for long enough, they're going to start to wiggle, and then you can start moving the apps kind of throughout the phone. So if you want to go to a second page, or if you want to put it inside an actual folder, that's how you would do that. But this is just a nice little thing that you can do. So like for this, it shows my, you know, favorites and my text message. So that's a quick way to kind of get to some of that kind of stuff. I don't see anything in the chat so far, so I think we're okay. Oh, I appreciate the the words of encouragement on Zoom. I appreciate you all. All right. This one I definitely can't show, but let me see if I can show on a uh, iPad, Windows. So with the iPad now, with the latest in iOS 26, you have the Windows can do different things. So you actually it has an interface that's similar to a computer where it has the close button, the minimize button, and the expand button directly on here. So you can actually have multiple apps up at the same time. So this kind of gives you, let me hard to see. We got these three little dots right here. And so then you can have multiple apps open at the same time. So what you do to do that is from the very bottom of the screen, when you are on the apps right down here, if you move that app up, it'll ask you where you want to put it on your screen, and then it'll showcase on the screen. So you can have multiple windows up at the exact same time. So that's a kind of nice little feature that it has with and all the directions that I have for this are in my presentation. So if that's a little bit better reading experience for you during this abysmal presentation, then I would encourage you to look at that. All right. Next is you have a do not disturb mode. So do not disturb, I can show you right here on my Mac. It looks a little bit similar, but basically right here, you have this different mode. So it's got a focus mode. So do not disturb so we can have on for an hour. You can customize the time. And what that does is it basically turns off all the notifications that are on your phone. So if you get an email, you're not going to get the bing, you're not going to get the little red dot that comes up. So this is really good for presentations. It's really good for when you, there's again, do not disturb when you're sleeping. So if you don't want to get messages. Now it does have a bypass. So in case there was a situation where, heaven forbid, you're getting a call from a loved one that's middle of the night and they need to be able to contact you. You can have a setting where you return it on. If you get anything from your contacts or from your favorites, that notification does come through. So if you ever have a situation where, again, you're getting a text message from someone and it's an emergency, that will go through because you have that setting that's turned on, that's through your favorites. To access that, if you go to the settings option, and then I believe it is under, I'm sorry, focus. Yeah, I was trying to find that. Did you have to search it? Yeah. Yeah, so unfortunately it's not going to show mine, but I can do it through here. Yeah, so here's do not disturb right here. And again, you can customize, what if you want it on a schedule, how you want it to show up, you know. I also have the Siri intelligence on. Just trying it out. I'm not too impressed. I know recently that Apple just purchased licensing to get Gemini. They're paying like I think like $1 billion a year or something like that to get Gemini put into their Siri. So did you have, yeah, right, right, right. Yep, 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 yep. Well, the best I can say with that is the thing about Apple is the reason why they're so late to the AI game is because they were trying to make it so Siri was staying on your phone and it wasn't going out to all these different companies. And that's why they're so late to the game with it. So I'm really hoping that with this leasing, that Apple's still going to put their special sauce to it or whatever to make it as secure as possible. So that's the only thing that I can really say about that. Um, this is not going to show up, of course, but um, in your iPhone, if you ever take a picture of something, what's going to happen is you actually be able to then copy that text and put it into like a note or into a text or something like that. So again, you can take a picture of something like a billboard or again on your, and here's like a list right here. So as you can see here, when you're in the camera function and you're taking a picture of text, you'll see this come up here in the bottom right-hand corner. It looks like a little scanner almost. It has like the lines with a little box around it. And what this will do, this will enable you to, it'll use AI to try and find the text within that image where you can copy that text and paste it into something else. So this is really good if you're thinking about like going to a classroom observation and you want to take a picture of the board and be able to get the text off of that. For an anchor chart, again, for like a list. If there's a phone number that you want to take a picture of, maybe there's a lawn service that you want to have done and you see a car driving by, take a picture of that car, and then you can grab that phone and then be able to copy that phone directly into whatever program you want. So that's a really nice feature that a lot of people don't know about is to be able to actually copy live text. Yes. Yep. So when you take a picture of something that has text on it, and then you'll see on the bottom right-hand corner, you should see a little blue icon come up on the bottom right-hand corner that has like a little square with lines on it. Do you see that? If you press on that, it should copy the text. You can also press and hold on the text itself, and it should come up. Awesome, Nathan. Thanks for the feedback. When we come to the activity portion, I can come over there and help you out, Khalil. Okay. All right. This one again is not going to be able to be shown well, but I should be able to show it on my little phone right on my camera right here. So in the phone, if you go to settings, so I encourage everyone to go to settings for me. And then while you're in settings, we're going to look at some of the accessibility features. I, of course, have to. So accessibility. And you have a bunch of different features that you have for accessibility. One of the features that I really like is the touch one. So I encourage you to click on touch. And if you scroll all the way down to the second one from the bottom, it should say back tap. If you click on back tap, you can actually customize your phone to do certain things just by tapping on your phone. So for example, for my back tap, if I touch it, double tap, I may not do it because I'm in mirror mode right now. Yeah, I'm in mirror mode, but what happens is my flashlight turns on. So that's where that double tap is. You click on double tap, you'll see a bunch of different stuff will come up. So if you ever want to do a screenshot, double tap. If you ever wanted to show your front camera to do a quick selfie, you can do the double back tap. So again, when you're in the back tap, so either double tap or triple tap, you'll have different options that you can do. I love that feature. Yep, get your fashion on now. All right, so the next accessibility tool that I really like is it's an app, and again, it might not show up very well on my computer, but it's the magnifier app. And again, it's not going to show up, but what this is really nice for, especially as our eyes are getting a little bit older here, if you ever need to zoom in on something, it's a lot more clear than if you were just to open up your phone camera and do the zoom. So it actually has a lot more sensitivity and quality to the camera because it's just focusing in on really getting as close as possible. So that's the magnifier app. So it's just a dedicated app. You can see on here, you can change the brightness and all that kind of stuff like that on it. But it's really nice again if you can't see something that's really small. So I use this a lot when I'm building my son's furniture and all that kind of stuff. To be able to see all those text that's in the manual that's super small. Just a really nice feature to have. So that's the magnifier feature. The last one I want to go over, can be for more iPad, iPhone as well. If you've ever been in the car and you're looking at your phone, you're reading, or maybe you're watching a movie and you're starting to get a little bit disoriented because you're starting to feel a little bit kind of that motion sickness, there actually is a fix to that on the phone. So that's also in your accessibility features. So I'm going to go to accessibility, and it might not show on here, but so under accessibility, you're going to go to motion, which is right under the display and text size. And where it has vehicle motion cues, if you turn that on, so next time you are in a car, and I'll show you what it looks like on the computer, just because it doesn't have, I'm not in a vehicle right now, obviously. Come on. Ugh. The internet's deciding it doesn't want to work. I think we're still connected. I still see folks. Nope, we're still on. Well, anyways, what's going to happen is little dots are going to come up around the image. And what happens is as you're moving, those dots kind of stay with the image. So it kind of tricks your brain into thinking, even though it's moving, your brain can't tell the difference. So it really helps with that kind of that motion sickness piece. So if you're ever doing any kind of reading or any kind of watching any videos or anything like that, on the while you're driving. Rachel, you've used that? Awesome. Yeah, it's a really kind of cool feature. Okay, next. This one I am going to bring up my presentation for on here. So shortcuts and automation. So what shortcuts and automation are, excuse me, is it basically allows you to do certain things with your phone where the phone is doing something automatically based off of a task. So if you're familiar with any kind of things with like computer science or coding, it's kind of like if this happens, then this will happen. So it's kind of like that computer science language. So you can actually customize that based on different tasks for your phone. So for example, when I leave work, it'll automatically text my wife that says I'm coming home. Because what it's doing is it's doing it based off your location. So as soon as you leave that location, it triggers something in your phone to then do something else. Or if you want to do turning a video into a GIF. So a GIF, of course, is that shortened where it does like the loops and everything. That's also a shortcut. Instantly activate low power mode when you get to 20% battery. So doing these different things is called shortcuts and automation. So how do I do that? So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to open up the Shortcuts app. So I'm going to go to my phone here. Search. You should have a Shortcut app. You removed it. Oh, oh man. I love it. Oh, well, get it back. You should be able to re-download it. But this is what it looks like. So when you first open up Shortcuts, you're going to see there's going to be already some things on here that have already been, depending on if you have a specific app or not. So for example, if you have the Starbucks app, it's going to automatically create an order for you for Order Starbucks. If you have the action button, the make a GIF one should automatically be on there as well. But what we're going to do is we're going to create a new shortcut. So to create a new shortcut, what you do is you click on the plus button in the upper right-hand corner, and you'll see some different actions right here. So you got Amazon, based on the apps, all that kind of stuff like that. So you can see there's different shortcuts right there. You can also go through the automation, which I actually like a little bit more. So by clicking on automation, then you click that plus button, you'll see some personal automation. So apologize, this is kind of hard to read. So when sleep starts, what do you want it to do? When you arrive somewhere, what do you want it to do? When you get a message from someone, is there a specific action you want it to do? So we'll just go, arrive right here. So I choose right here. So where do I want to arrive? I'll arrive at my current location. So we're at RISA right now. So I clicked on I clicked on my location, I clicked current location. You can also go on here and just type in if you want a different location, like if you want your house, if you want your work, if you want something else. Click on that little blue check mark in the upper right-hand corner. And then you're gonna click on run immediately. And then I go to next. And so when I arrive at 33500 Van Born, what is it asking me to do? So let's say if I want to go down here and I want it to go to my phone and call a certain person. I don't know. I'll just do my wife. So what that'll do is that will now enable it. So when I come to work, it's going to automatically call my wife. Hey, I'm here. I wouldn't do that because I think that'd be kind of annoying after a while. But some of the other ones that I have set up, when I arrive at Kroger to open up my grocery list app, I have a special grocery list app that we like to share. So it says here, when I arrive at Kroger, I always go to the Kroger that's off Canton Center in Canton. It runs immediately, open app, and I have my AnyList app right here. I can hit that play button right down there, and it'll actually do the task for me. Another one, when my battery reaches 20%, go to low power mode. Turn low power mode on when I hit 20%. And what low power mode does, if you've ever seen your battery turn yellow because it gets really small, what that means is that it lessens the brightness on your phone. It turns off like location services to try and save that battery as much as possible. So this has it done running automatically. All right, so we're going to take the next, I'd say 10 minutes, and I would love for everyone to set up a shortcut or an automation for themselves. So thinking about if you want to set up an automatic text, if you want to have an app set up to be opened up at a certain location, the low power mode one. There's tips and tricks in this presentation. My next slide, if you want to preview ahead, I have some other ones that I show you step by step on how to do some of that kind of stuff. But here, let me click on here. Yep, so again, clicking on automations, little plus button in the upper right-hand corner, and then choose what you want to do. So we're going to set a timer for about 10 minutes. I'm going to, let me see if the internet's actually working now. There it goes. So I'm going to go ahead and start that. I'll play some music.
have someone who needs me, someone I've needed so long. For once unafraid, I can go where life leads me. Somehow I know I'll be strong. For once I can touch what my heart used to dream of long before I do. Oh, someone warm like you would make my dream come true. Yeah, yeah, yeah. For once in my life, I won't let sorrow hurt me, not like it's hurt me before. For once I have something I know won't desert me. I'm not alone anymore. For once I can say, this is mine, you can't take it. Long as I know I have love, I can make it. For once in my life, I have someone who needs me. Hey, 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 yeah. Oh, they love me. For once in my life. I won't let sorrow hurt me, not like it's hurt me before. For once I have something I know won't desert me. I'm not alone anymore. For once I can say, this is mine, you can't take it. Long as I know I have love, I can make it. For once in my life, I have someone who needs me. Somebody that needs me.
It never felt that much like medication, and I just wanna be your cherry on top. We're out here and we're ready, we're here and we're ready to live stream the apocalypse. And I'm going on and on and on. Make me like a charm on your necklace, on your necklace. Oh, 'cause everything is lit except my serotonin, yeah. Everything is lit but my lightning bolt brain. Everything is lit, but baby please, I just need someone to hold me. Oh, you don't even know me. Oh, I'm going neon in the nighttime. Oh, what a time to be alive. 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 What a time to be alive, to be When I say leave me alone, this isn't quite what I meant. I got the quarantine blues, bad news, what's left? So it seems the vulture's getting too full to fly. Whoa, what a time to be alive. 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 What a time to be Sometimes you wonder if we're ever looking back.
You don't need a timer going off. Okay. I was able to get a picture back up of the motion cues and what it looks like. So you can see these little dots that are on the screen right now. So what that does is, again, as you're moving, these dots kind of move with you, and it uses the gyroscope. And it really does help very much if you ever get any kind of motion sickness in the car. And yes, Nathan, we do not watch videos while driving if we are the one driving. So I appreciate you. All right. Hope that was good for, hope everyone was able to try some automations and some shortcuts. I created one while I was in here. So what I did was I set up a timer that when I open up Facebook, it sets a timer for 15 minutes to try and limit my social media use. So the way I did that was I clicked on the little plus button. I go on the app right here. So I click on, choose the app. And let's say I want to do that with TikTok. So I click on TikTok, click that blue check mark, run immediately. Next, there's the start timer right here. Let's say I want to do it for 15 minutes. Click the blue check mark. And now when I go to Facebook or TikTok, my timer already starts up at the top. So it's a nice little feature if you want to prevent yourself from doom scrolling a little bit, try and get some work done. It's a nice little thing to do. So, of course, with any of this, you can always go back, delete a shortcut if it starts getting annoying after a while. But it's just nice to know that the phone can do a lot of these kind of things. All right. So again, here's some of my favorite ones I've kind of already shown you. Automatic low power mode. Again, I showed the directions on how to do that. I have a grocery list app. A lot of people will end up using like the reminders app, will also be like a grocery list because you can just kind of add things and then as you're going down the list, you can kind of just check them off. So maybe you have it open up reminders app or your notes app. There's a website on here. It's called shortcuts.io, I think it's called, but I'll go ahead and when I send the email report. But what people have done is they've actually created some of these different shortcuts automatically. And so you can download the shortcut to your phone. So this one is, deleting your screenshots after 30 days. If you start taking a lot of screenshots in your phone and they start kind of accumulating, what this will do, that this will start deleting some of your screenshots after 30 days. So again, you can get some of these and the way, like I said, I'll put it in the email when I send it back, when I send out the recording, but some different websites that I go to where I can actually download different screenshots, different shortcuts. So yeah, yeah. So you obviously want to do it someplace that's pretty reputable. When you go to YouTube, which is where I get a lot of them from, you can actually go to creators' pages, and if they have, hundreds of thousands of views, those are usually pretty safe to be able to do that. But you can actually also download them directly from Apple. So you can actually go to Apple's website, and they have the shortcuts already built out where you can download as well. You're not downloading the script. You're downloading a piece of software that, again, it's just made for the shortcut. So it's not sending any information back out to the server. It's just coming in. Yes, add on. And then there's the video into GIF, which is I really love. I like to use GIFs in some of my presentations. So that's a really nice feature to have. All right. So settings. A lot of people have different settings, but there's some settings that I like to have in my phone. So I'll go ahead and get out of here so I can bring back my presentation. All right, so again, depending on the device that you have or the iOS, there's something now called call screening. So if you don't have if you're getting a call from someone and they're not in your contact list, they'll actually present that person with a question like, what is your reference in calling to? So it actually gives you the text so if kind of preventing that spam. So to do that, what you're going to do is you're going to go down to apps down here, and then you're going to go find the phone app. So you click on phone. And then the screen unknown callers is right here. So again, you got that ask reason for calling. You can have this turned on to never, and you can do that as well. If you don't want to have that on, I know for my wife, for example, she had that off when she recently got a new job working for University of Michigan, and she wanted to make sure that when the new boss calls that she's getting the actual number. So she turned it off temporarily for that time. I love the live voicemail. This one's really nice because while people are leaving a voicemail, Siri will actually type out the voicemail for you, which is really nice. And then the last one I like is the hold assist detection. What this will do is if you're on hold with like AAA or a company or what have you, the phone's going to recognize that. And so if you wanted to like step away from your phone for a bit, it'll actually notify you when someone's coming back online. So kind of a nice little feature to have on. All right, the next settings app that I recommend that you turn on, it's actually going to be in your messages, and it's going to be for RCS messaging. So if you don't know what RCS messaging is basically messaging that a lot of the other like Android users will use. They use something called RCS. Um, iPhone has their own. That's why whenever you get a message from an Android phone and it has a green circle instead of the blue circle, some people get really triggered by that, where people have like left group messages because they don't want the green, they want the blue. Um, but turning RCS messaging on will just make the experience so much better when you're texting with Android users. So again, through messages, scrolling down, RCS messaging down here, and turning RCS messaging on. Again, that's going to make your experience a lot better with Android users. I don't know if you've ever been in a situation where you're using your phone and you maybe have it sitting down and it's already starting to go to sleep. Well, you can actually extend that if you ever wanted to. So by going to settings and then display and brightness. First off, if you ever use dark mode, I really like the dark mode for a lot of things. I have it set mine automatically, but I really like the dark mode. I think it really helps with my eyes. But the auto lock right here. So if you want it to like turn off, if you wanted to turn off automatically after 2 minutes, after 3 minutes, I choose never because this is kind of a first world problem to me to have that happen. But if you ever want to be able to change that, that's where that is. So instead of it automatically going to sleep. All right, the last one, and some people are triggered by this and some people aren't. You know, right when they updated to iOS 26, the address bar for Safari went to the bottom. A lot of people didn't like that. And there's actually a way you can change it back if you wanted to. So to do that, what you do is you go to your settings, and then you want to go to Safari. So I just type in Safari right here. And then you want to go down to single tap. They must have changed it. Landscape bar? Oh, huh. I apologize. I thought it was. Huh. Well, let me look into that. I know there's a way to change it, so I apologize, but I will look into that and I will email everyone afterwards. All right. Last things I'm going to do is hopefully this will work. All right. If you've ever done a screenshot on your phone, you can have it set up where if you are like on a web page, it's going to be kind of hard to read, but if you're on a web page, you take a screenshot. On the very top, you see screen, and then the upper right-hand corner, you should see full page. If you click on full page, that actually do a screenshot of the entire full page, not just what's on your screen. So if you're on like the research, if you're on like an article or a Wikipedia or the Wayne Research page, take a screenshot, and then you'll should see screen, and the next tab over should be full screen. You can click on full screen, and then it'll save the entire page, not just what's on your actual phone. Just so you know, depending on the site and the article, Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I found most of the times it does, but if they're using an older technology, it might not actually work. So just want to throw that out there. If you didn't know about the scroll to the top, um, when you are on a web page, so let's say I'm at the bottom of the Wayne Research site right here. If I click on this top of the phone, it should take me all the way to the top. So it scrolls automatically to the top. So again, if you're all the way down and then you click on top of your phone, it should take you automatically all the way back up, which is kind of a nice little feature, that kind of auto scroll all the way back up. Okay, last one, and this is my very favorite feature at all, very favorite feature of all. Has anyone ever been onto a website where they just get bombarded with ads? Hate it. So, um, best fluffy pancake recipe. You know, if you ever get these like recipe websites, like all recipes and everything like that, you just sometimes get bombarded with all these different ads that come up. So there's Lactaid right there. You know, you go down, there's the Olympics. Well, on your address bar, you should have a little square with lines through it. Go on the bottom. So right next to the address, there's on the left-hand side, there's a little square with two lines. If you click on that, and then you click on hide distracting items, and then clicking on the item, and then click hide, they magically disappear. And so when you're done, you just click on that blue check mark, and then all those ads had disappeared. The other thing you can do, you can put it in what's called reader mode, which is the show reader right down here. Sometimes that also will take away the ads. The reader mode, for some reason, for certain websites, it won't get the whole thing. It's like this is only taking half of the website right now. So that's where the distracting items is nice because it does the whole site. So that's one of my favorite features is that hiding distracting items on a page.
Is this available in for Chrome or only for Safari?
That is a very good question. I don't know. You can try it. Yeah, try it and see what happens. Oh, thanks, Yvette. I appreciate the feedback on that. All right. Go back to my presentation. Okay. All right. Has anybody else found anything on their iPhone that they love to do that they would love to share? Either on chat or my folks in here, is there something you do on your iPhone that you've kind of found to be very helpful, kind of want to kind of talk about? And if you're on Zoom, feel free to unmute yourself if you would like as well. Putting a background on your group text message. Yep. Yep. You can do the customized backgrounds now on messages. So you can have um, different themes on here. So if you want like an ocean theme or something like that. Yep.
Matt,
Yes.
can you hear me? I will say that's so nice. You have an ocean background. like for my group text, I put a picture of the people in the group because sometimes, you get to text in different people and you realize you put something in the wrong group chat. So the
Oh
background
yeah.
of the images of them has been like a lifesaver.
Yeah. So it changes it for everyone else too. So, you know, if you take a picture of a flower, the flower can tell you what kind of flower it is. My kids show me how to do it. Oh, that's kind of cool, Marvin. So you take a picture of a plant and then probably go to the information sign, the little I, and then it'll tell you the name of the plant. I think it also works for laundry tags too. Like if you take a picture of a laundry tag, like on someone's shirt, it'll actually tell you like the different symbols, what they mean. So like washing it, cold water, don't dry on high heat kind of a thing. So taking a picture of the laundry tag. Um, Probably it's not going to do it on here. But if you press and hold on certain things in a photo, you can have it move different items or erase items. So again, it's not going to do it because I'm in this mirror mode, which I will never do again. But what that does is you can actually like delete certain things from your phone. So let's say you're taking a picture of your family on the beach. Reminded that Seinfeld episode when George is taking he's photobombing someone's vacation, but you can press and hold on that person in the background and actually delete that person from the picture. So again, press and hold on that part of the picture and then press delete and then it'll go away.
Yeah, Matt, the picture of the flower, if you press and hold the flower, like a little leaf pops up at the bottom and it'll say look up plant. And then you press look up plant and then it gives you like a whole bunch of information. It's almost like a Google search and it'll
Oh,
just tell you what it is, the species of the plant. Um, it's a pretty cool
nice.
feature.
Very cool. Thanks, Marvin. And you didn't have to download a specific app for that. It just automatically on the phone.
No, no app. The kids I saw we were walking somewhere and I saw a really beautiful canna and I took a picture of it and my daughter was like, "Oh," I was like, I didn't know what it was. She was like, "Oh, just push this and hold this and do this and do that." And I was like, "Oh my God, all this information popped up." So I just went back to the flower and redid it and so when you press and hold it, it looks like it's copying it.
Got it.
That's like a and then it'll say like copy lookup, but then at the bottom other stuff pops up,
Little leaf
like
comes
where you
up.
took the picture. Yep, the leaf comes up, and it'll tell you a whole bunch of other stuff about the camera too, where you took the picture. Like it's a lot
Nice.
of other additional information that's all in there.
Very cool.
Sorry. Sorry.
No, I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you so much for talking about that. I can also see that being helpful, like if you have some weeds in your yard and you're not sure how to get rid of them. So you get a picture of those weeds and what chemical I want to use or if I want to burn them out or something. I do know with the Khalil was mentioning about Chrome earlier. If you take a picture of something, you can have Chrome try and find that something on the web. So it searches it by pictures. A little story, my in-laws, they're looking at replacing some china that they got from their wedding anniversary 35 years ago and they weren't able to find it. So what I did was I took a picture of their plates and did the Google search and they were able to find it then on eBay because it recognized the photo and they were able to find it and actually get some more china pieces. So I know the search by picture for a phone is really nice. Yeah, it's not perfect. Yep, you definitely want to do your research, but it definitely gives you a starting place. It also doesn't do a very good job with like people. I've always I thought there was like a celebrity one time when I was at the airport and I wasn't sure if there was, but they didn't allow me to search that. The facial, yeah. Unless you're the NSA, unless you're the government, right, Khalil? Yes.
When you go to the airport,
Yep,
these are the
yep,
specific ones.
yep, yep. Specific use cases. Yep.
What Marvin,
Yeah. The plants.
they
Oh, same for animals.
had that one, what kind of.
Oh, so I'm not sure if interesting. So I'm not sure if you all heard that, but Khalil was saying that not just for plants, but that's for animals. So taking a picture of like a cat or a dog will actually give you the specific name of the cat or the dog, the species, different features. Yeah, that's very cool. That's very cool. All right. Let's see here. That actually does it for me today. I do want to thank everyone for coming. This is my next session. It's going to be on March 12th. It's going to be AI for leaders. So if you're doing anything with any kind of leadership training, or if you're doing anything where you're leading a group, or if you want to learn some cool features that are AI that's specifically made for leaders, definitely encourage you to come. I am going to reschedule my Google 2.0 session. I'm still trying to find a date for that to work, trying to coordinate with schedules. I want to try and do it the in-person and hybrid. I might just have to switch to a virtual just because it's getting later in the year and space is becoming limited, especially with the annex and everything like that. So, again, if you have any questions, always feel free to reach out, but I appreciate everyone's engagement today. I apologize for all the technical issues that we were having, but I hope you had an okay experience. And again, please let me know if there's anything else that you need. Thanks, everyone. I'm going to stop recording.